The second goal, I think, that you mentioned is that this was a way of containing China. They called it a trade war. It was mostly a technology war. It was mostly trying to prevent China from getting ahead in technology. So much so that this was actually continued by Joe Biden. So yes, China is dependent on the US for exports, but much, much less so than it was. However, it used to be. One major feature of US public finance over the last 20 years has been progressive tax reductions for the wealthy, beginning with Clinton, by the way. Yeah, actually beginning with Reagan, but then, continuing over this entire period. And that has meant a dramatically reduced capacity to finance basic expenditures. A crisis in the US is a signal for capital to come flooding back to the crisis because it's a flight to safety. So it has been for now decades the linchpin of the global monetary system, and the US has had huge benefits from it. Contrary to what Trump and his advisor, Peter Navarro, seem to think.
The US may not necessarily be at the top rung all the time in a very steady fashion anymore. But we, the other developing world, will remain in the lower rung. And so whenever there's uncertainty, we will face capital flight. No, I don't think that's possible. And I'm not sure he would say that is really the aim, a sort of semi-autarkic, shall we say.